Hi everyone, this week's 5 Fact Friday is actually about me, Dave Sharp, just to give you a little insight. Fact one about me is really, I think, has to be, I've been absolutely enthralled and fascinated by the natural world since forever. I think my parents, my Uncle Pete, my cousin Pete, my Auntie Diane, close family, they all really made me interested with their own enthusiasm and fascination. My dad and my Uncle Pete, his twin, massive fishermen, both massive naturalists in their own right since they were children, and it hooked me from the very beginnings. I can remember being around animals, fish, fishing, tadpoles, the outside world, literally for as long as my memories go back. Absolutely. I love it that both of my own children have also had a lifelong fascination with nature and animals and birds of prey and zoo animals and all kinds of conservation subjects as well. And it's really great that really both of my kids now are pursuing careers along the lines of the things they absolutely love. So it's great. So it's generational, and it's definitely nature and nurture, because they've been given opportunities to do other things, and at the end of the day, although they both have very different fascinations within the natural world, they both absolutely love it, and that's great. Teach your kids about the natural world. Fact number 3, even in lower school years, I can remember teachers saying to me, David, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I always used to say, I want to be a zookeeper. Now, when I left school, I actually worked in a tropical fish and reptile shop for a few years, and then I went to work for a tropical fish and koi carp importer. And then after that, I actually spent many years in the printing industry, because that actually enabled me to earn enough money to have a family, really. Most animal work doesn't pay well. And more than anything else, working as a print finisher gave me shift work, and that meant all through the winter, the falconry season, I could fly and train birds of prey every single day, because I had mornings or afternoons off. If you work 9 till 5, you're going to really struggle with that. Now here we are, I'm getting rather middle-aged, and to be quite honest, I run 2 animal-related businesses. So it has actually come all the way full circle, and since I was 6 years old saying I want to be a zookeeper, I now look after dozens, hundreds of different kinds of animals. How strange how life turns out. Fact number 4 really is that it really is all of the natural world that fascinates me. Now, I find a naked mole rat pretty ugly, but pretty fascinating. But it's not just the animals that fascinate me. And within the animal kingdom, he wants to fly. Within the animal kingdom, its predators absolutely fascinate me. I don't know why. They just seem to be more exciting and do more. And if I go fishing, I don't want to catch a carp, I want to catch a pike. It's more thrilling and more fascinating to me. The form of a predator and the way it works and does stuff, I just find it more fascinating. But despite that, I actually also really love the plant kingdom. I was keeping cacti and succulents since I was, I gotta say, I don't know, 4 maybe. My nan Williams, she used to take me to garden centres. We hadn't got much money, and she's a bit naughty. I think she thought she could get away with it because she was old and no one would notice. She would nip, don't do this at home, she would pinch off a little tiny cutting from a cacti at a garden centre and take it home, and I'd grow it in a yoghurt pot full of sand or something. Fantastic. And then I got into things like carnivorous plants. Who doesn't like a pitcher plant or a Venus flytrap? So I really do get fascinated by all kinds of nature. But fact 5, now fact 5 is the wild card fact or interest about me. I'll tell you about that in a second. So fact 5, actually, considering I've lived, breathed and worked wildlife, nature, animals, birds, plants, reptiles, fish, my entire life, mini beast when I was a little kid. Fact 5 is a bit of a red herring. No, not a red herring, what would you call it? A bit of a maverick kind of fact, because I passed my driving test at 17, and I love cars and I love driving. I just drive for the sake of driving. I loved it, and I got really into things like Volkswagen GTIs and Volkswagen Siroccos. Had a lovely Mark 1 Golf GTI, oh black, oh beautiful car, and a lovely Volkswagen Sirocco or 3. But A guy called Sean Dodds once took me out on the back of his motorbike. Now, it wasn't a super fast motorbike or anything, it was just a really nice motorbike. And I couldn't believe how fast this thing accelerated, but I just couldn't, the brakes on a motorbike, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. And I had to pass my motorbike test. Now, remember Nan Williams? She told me never ever was I allowed to have a motorbike. And it took me until I was in my mid-20s to go against my Nan. But I got my motorbike test. And from then on, I spent a decade of my life absolutely fast superbike mad. And back in those days, on a Sunday morning, there really wasn't much traffic in the countryside on the twisty roads. There wasn't any dash cams or anything like that. And to be honest, the police had already left us. There's no police in England now, really. It's all been, the roads are patrolled by speed camera vans, which in those days only got your front number plate, so you could even speed without getting caught. I don't like to admit it. I belong to a group, I didn't belong to anyone, but I hung out with a group of lads that in Northamptonshire were the top of their game with superbikes, stunts, riding fast on the road, racing on the road, all naughty stuff. But my goodness me, that's a few years ago now. I still dream about the days when I would pull wheelies down the motorway or the dual carriageway at 130 miles an hour in fourth gear. It's not something to be proud of. Oddly, it's also nothing like as dangerous as anyone would make out. Because if you can do stunts on a motorbike and you can pull wheelies up all the way through the gearbox and you can ride with your right knee down and your left knee down just as part of riding down a twisty, fast back road, you're a pretty damn good rider. And I actually never had a serious accident ever. I only fell off my bike once. It just goes to show. Public pressure, public image around these things has all changed now. I couldn't have a motorbike now because you couldn't ride like that. The roads are way too busy around here, and of course everybody's got a dash cam. You might get in trouble, but there you go. Nature boy went rogue. Bonus fact 6. Behind every great man, as you know, there's an even greater woman. And luckily for me, I'm in love with one. She's in love with me. It's great. Here she is, Jackie. I wouldn't be doing what I do, any of it, with that amazing wife like Jackie here. I love her to bits. Sorry it's gone all mushy at the end, but it's a true fact. Thanks for watching. I hope it was interesting. Don't forget, like and subscribe, because there's lots more stuff on our channel. Some of it will interest you.